Flashback 5, Church of Midnight. Flashback 5.0, Infiltrating Athlone Church of Midnight. The team gathered the next afternoon. We had slept in, as a group, rotating people every few hours as a watch. We worried that we could be attacked again at any time. I suggested, hey, it would be nice to have a name for our team. Like, I think we could call ourselves something like the Crusaders of the Knights Templar. I think it recognizes the history of the Knights Templars' fight for God against corrupt governments and religion. It's reminiscent of the Holy Crusades, and it reinforces that we are knights fighting for God. We could have any other name. Any ideas? Katie replied, I like it. Bob answered, somewhat disinterested, sure. And Taylor responded, okay, we are the Crusaders, and we want to sound important. We can add the Knights Templar to it. So we are the Crusaders of the Knights Templar. Taylor added, we need to go see Lesky and ask him about this High Priest Nicodemus and learn whatever he knows about this Church of Midnight. I said, we were nearly killed or soul drained. We lost the Flaming Dagger. And negatively, in my opinion, we killed dozens of people to save our lives. We need to ask Midnight and Associates for weapons and armor, like Deputy Taylor had when she rescued us from the sacrificial cavern. Real firepower. The deputy retorted, slow down. Richard, the team is inexperienced with weapons in combat. I worry they will shoot themselves, or one of us, unintentionally, as friendly fire. Let me handle the firearms and explosives. You three should stick with your knives, but you should get some body armor and maybe some less cumbersome protection. She ended with, wounding, maiming, or killing ourselves will not help us or the mission. I responded, no, I'm experienced with pistols, rifles, and assault rifles, including an AR-15. I grew up shooting BB guns, pellet guns. I slept with a .22 pistol in my nightstand as a child because my eldest sister suffered brain damage and, well, she was unstably, occasionally threatening of us. My mother gave me the pistol and installed a deadbolt on my bedroom door. Living in a rural setting, I was able to practice shooting every single day of my teen years. And I continued as an adult as I graduated to 9mm, then .40 and .45 caliber pistols. And I range fired even bigger guns like .44 Magnum, the Desert Eagle 50 caliber. And I used silencers. I learned how to use AR-15s and all their attachments and their configurability. Tearing them down, putting them back together, swapping in magazines, reloading quickly. I'm really very accurate. And I'm a very rapid fire capable person with accuracy. I always tested and pushed myself to improve and honestly be great. So Deputy, I think I can handle a gun. Deputy Taylor smiled playfully. I had no idea you could handle your gun. She emphasized your gun in a somewhat provocative way. So well, she closed. Then she added, Richard, fine. You get a .45 semi-automatic Glock pistol. You also get a .556 caliber ATI semi-automatic AR-15 assault rifle. I saw those there in the armory. Bob said, my brother is a cop in Seattle. He's taken me to the range to get okay at using a pistol so I can handle it in an emergency. I have not used a rifle, but I am not good at fighting, probably hand-to-hand either. But I can shoot a pistol. I think I can use a pistol better than a knife. Please give me a pistol. The deputy, being the gatekeeper of weapons apparently, agreed that Bob could have a pistol. She said, Bob, then you get a .40 caliber semi-automatic Glock pistol. Katie smiled. I never owned or even fired a gun, but I don't want to be on a rooftop with no way to protect myself, okay? Give me a pistol, something more than a knife. It's not like I can use the knife very well either. So please give me a pistol too. I'll be so careful, she implored. The deputy agreed that Katie could have a pistol as well, and said, Katie, you get a 9mm semi-automatic Walther pistol. And she emphasized, only pull out your pistol when you know you will be gravely injured or killed otherwise. First rule, hide and run. Run like hell. Second, use your knife. Last, use your gun. The deputy decreed, we need some training right now. The deputy demonstrated cocking her semi-automatic pistol, and she showed its sight lines and advised we all use a red dot laser attachment so we could have higher confidence of what we were aiming at would actually be hit. She showed how to load a pistol bullet clip, how to hold and aim, and importantly for precision firing, to pause, hold your breath, and very slowly exhale to stabilize your hand motion as you fired and squeezed the trigger. She explained the breath exhale should be used for precision firing of rifles and pistols alike. And the deputy explained how important it was to know how to break down your weapons in field during a conflict. She cautioned you may need to unjam the firing chamber or remove a misaligned bullet. Out of combat, weapons need to be cleaned and oiled to ensure their reliable performance, she insisted, and avoid weapon jams. The deputy said, second, the AR-15 rifle. This is the rifle I used to rescue you from the cult. She demonstrated how to charge an assault rifle, the equivalent of cocking a semi-automatic pistol apparently, loading a bullet in its firing chamber while pulling the firing pin and spring back so its trigger could release it to fire. She explained how the bullet's incendiary blast ejects the empty shell casing to its right of the gun and pulls another bullet from its spring-loaded magazine up into the freshly emptied bullet firing chamber. And with that, the next bullet was ready to fire. The deputy detailed how to drop a bullet magazine with a button press on the left side of the rifle, and how the magazine just falls to the ground. And then, she said, you just push another fully loaded magazine into the rifle's magazine slot, and the rifle is still charged, so you just keep on firing. Each AR-15 magazine that she had was 30 bullets. She noted that Midnight and Associates had a 150 bullet high drum magazine for AR-15s, but she said they're extremely heavy, and so those massive magazines seemed far more for firing from fixed positions than moving and infiltrating as an assault rifle, and she knew that she and we would have to be nimble. So we would have 30 bullet magazines. The deputy taught us how to prepare, wear, remove, and maintain body armor, vests, and arm and leg guards. She also showed us stuff in her utility belt of tricks. Inside her waist bag were all sorts of gadgets and tools and drugs. Taylor's gear included shuriken throwing star, Swiss Army pocket knife, jet torch lighter, magnifying glass, sealed packs of different pills, a few tiny vials of liquids, little square and rectangular C4 explosive strips, lockpicks, and an earpiece, and so forth. She had a lot of toys. The deputy showed how her belt buckle doubled as a knife and scissors. Hanging from the left side of her belt was her intimidating zombie knife, and looped on the right side of the belt was a thin steel twine rope. Attached to her wrist was a shuriken throwing star launcher. Now it was clear to me how the deputy was so quick and accurate killing the cultist in the pub alley with a throwing star. She had a throwing star gun attached to her wrist. The deputy was prepared for the unexpected, for sure. We called Tiny to take us to Mr. Lesky at Midnight and Associates in the basement of Athlone Castle's museum.